telling my followers I've started a live video. Give a second. Let some people jump in here. What's up, peoples? So, we back to reading the Bible. We've gone through the book of Genesis. Now we're all the way up to chapter 10. So, we can do 3 more chapters. We can do 10, 11, and 12. Just gonna read it. You guys, if you have any questions, I'll try to look at it and answer some questions about whatever you're confused about or something that's going on in the Bible. But yeah, let's get you some word in your life, man. People don't spend enough time. Can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, 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 hello. I guess I'll just enunciate. So we're doing chapters 10, 11, and 12 inside the Bible, all right? We're 9 chapters in so far. A lot of people say that there's not enough time in the day to read the Bible, but plenty of time. You just got to make the time. All right, so if you have any questions after every, page or so, I'll try to stop and, answer anything that you guys are having questions about. So, chapter 10, book of Genesis. These are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth had Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Rephath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarishish, Kittim, Dadanim. People's names were wild back then, man. From these, the coastland people spread in their lands with each with his own language by their clan and their nations. The sons of Ham, Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. Solid, easy to read names. The sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, Sabbath, or Sabta, Rama, and Sabteka. The sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. Cush fathered Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a... First on earth to be a mighty man. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. From the land he went into Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth, Kala, and Rezin, between Nineveh and Kala, and that is the great city. Egypt fathered Ludim and Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtuhim, Pathruzim, Kalsaluhim, from whom the Philistines came, and Kaphatorim. Crazy names. Canaan fathered Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Architites, the Sinites, the Arivadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. Afterwards, the clans of the Canaanites dispersed, and the territory of the Canaanites extended from Sidon in the direction of Gedad as far as Gaza, and in the direction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboam, as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham by their clans, their languages, their lands, and their nations. To Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the elder brother of Japheth, children were born. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud, Aram. The sons of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arpachshad fathered Shelah, and Shelah fathered Eber. To Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in these days the earth was divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan fathered Almadad, Shelef, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla, Opal, Abimel, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. The territory in which they lived extended from Mesha in the direction of Sephar to the hill country of the east. These are the sons of Shem by their clans, their languages, their lands, and their nations. These are the clans of the sons of Noah according to their genealogies in their nations, and from these nations spread abroad on the earth after the flood. So a whole lot of names, man. The Bible does a really good job of just tracking genealogy like that and just the generations, and it got like everybody's names in there. And as you go further into the Bible, you like will understand, and you'll see the names kind of pop up again sometimes, and or even the cities and whatnot. What's up to everybody who's joining in. So that was chapter 10. We got chapter 11, chapter 12, and then that'll be our 3 chapters today. What's up, Erica? What's up, Jesse? Christ is King. Amen. What's up, guys? What's up, everyone who joined in? All right, Tower of Babel. Nimrod in particular is a pretty interesting character because he basically becomes a Nephilim. God used the flood to wash out the Nephilim, and then he still became a Nephilim, but because kind of he invited the spirit of the Nephilim into his body versus being an actual like bloodline. It was like a spiritual allowance to become kind of an evil person. But hold on. So Tower of Babel. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. And as people migrated from east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. And they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone and bitumen for mortar. Then they said, come let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we dispersed over the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of man had built. And the Lord said, behold, there are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do, and nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down there, confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord dispersed them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left the building the city. Therefore its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from the Lord dispersed them over the face of all the earth. So basically, these people got together. Happy New Year, bro. Tower of Babel. Love the story. Yes, all these people got together, and they were trying to build a tower that was going to reach the heavens because they were trying to become more mighty than God. And at that time, there was one language only. That's how they were all able to communicate, because like it's all lineage from originally Adam and then the flood. So then now from Noah, right? But it's like one group of people all speaking the same language. In order to kind of stop that pride and that arrogance that they were having, God decided to knock down the Tower of Babel that they were trying to build to raise to be higher than God, and then decided that he wasn't going to let that happen again. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and just make you guys have different languages, so you can't really do that anymore, because they're being so foolish and they're about to wreck themselves. And then with that, other languages were created. And that's where the Bible claims that all the world's languages come from. And I think scientifically, I don't know for sure, right? I don't know if I can realistically prove it, but the one hypothesis is, or working framework for that, is that if you find out like where the Babel was, or in the area that it was, it does make sense that the world's languages kind of split out from there. You can believe it, you cannot believe it, totally up to you. Shem's descendants. These are the generations of Shem. When Shem was 100 years old, he fathered Arpachshad 2 years after the flood, and Shem lived after he fathered Arpachshad 500 years and other sons and daughters. When Arpachshad had lived 35 years, he fathered Shelah, and Arpachshad lived after he fathered Shelah 403 years, and he had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he fathered Eber, and Shelah lived after he fathered Eber 403 years, and he had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he fathered Peleg, and Eber lived after he fathered Peleg 430 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he fathered Reu, and Peleg lived after he fathered Reu 209 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he fathered Serug, and Reu lived after he fathered Serug 207 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he fathered Nahor, and Serug lived after he fathered Nahor 200 years, and other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he fathered Terah, and Nahor lived after he fathered Terah 119 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Terah had lived 70 years, he fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran. See, now we're getting to the good stuff. Abram, important character, or not just character, but important person, because they're real people. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran fathered Lot. Haran died in the presence of his father Terah in the land of his kindred in Ur of Chaldeans. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, and the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was barren, she had no child. Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his grandson, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. These days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. It's chapter 10 and 11. We got one chapter left for today. So, the call of Abram. Now the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country and your kindred, from your father's house, to the land that I will show you, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, so that you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and who dishonors you I will curse, and in all of the families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram went as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran, and Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the people that they had acquired in Haran, and they set out to go to the land of Canaan. When they came to the land of Canaan, Abram passed through the land to the place of Shechem, to the oak of Moreh. At the time the Canaanites were in the land, the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your offsprings I will give this land." So he built there an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. From there he moved to the hill country on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai in the east. And there he built an altar to the Lord and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed on, still going toward the Negeb. Abram and Sarai in Egypt. Now there was a famine in the land, so Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was severe in the land. When he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai his wife, "I know that you are a woman, beautiful in appearance, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, but they will let you live. Say you are my sister, that it may go well with you, or with me because of you, and that my life may be spared for your sake." When Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians saw that The woman was very beautiful, and when the princes of the Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house, for her sake he dealt well with Abram, and he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants, female donkeys, and camels. But the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with the great plagues because Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that this was your wife? Why did you say she is your sister, so that I took her for my wife? Now then, here is your wife. Go take her and go." And Pharaoh gave men orders concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. Then to Negev, it was incredible to be there in the middle of the night and see the stars. I bet, man. I haven't been anywhere in the Middle East yet, but eventually I'd like to go there. I think it'd be really cool to just walk, because all these places, when you're reading the Bible, they exist, and to go visit these places must be a very surreal kind of experience, and probably a little bit powerful. So that was chapter 12. So we did 10, 11, and 12 today. Tomorrow we'll do 13, 14, and 15. Those 3 chapters a day. They're like the apple, but good for the soul, not the body. I mean, good for the body too, right? But that last part was really interesting. Abram is kind of a coward. He was scared going into Egypt with his wife. He's like, this girl... He's like, man, my wife is kind of like, she's kind of a baddie, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and I know if I just say she's my wife, they're gonna like probably do something. They're gonna kill me, and they're just gonna steal her. So I'm gonna say she's my sister, and when they take her, that's cool. At least I won't die. And so basically that's what he did, because he's kind of a weenie. And then God started putting plagues on the Pharaoh, because, you know, when you're married, nothing's supposed to come in between you and your wife. Like, you're not supposed to cheat. You're not supposed to do any of that stuff. So Abram and Sarai, they belong together. They're not supposed to, there's nothing supposed to come in between them or God. And then what happens is that because Abram is scared, he's like, yeah, just take her. That's my sister. Don't worry about it. God's like, no, that's not your sister. So he starts putting a plague on the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh's just like, dude, like, you over here cursing me, letting me take her. Why didn't you tell me that was your wife? I wouldn't have took her, bro. Take her back and get away from me. So that happens. And then, then we're going to move on to the next part. But we'll hit 13, 14. We're getting to the part with Sodom and Gomorrah. We'll hit 13, 14, and 15 tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I think these 3 chapters, I think I'm going to just do 3 chapters a day for like ever, and just cycle through the Bible over and over again, because the Bible's just good for everyone to hear, you know? And then I'm going to get better at pronouncing some of these names, because they are hard to say sometimes. But God bless you guys. What's up, Gabe? Big fan. Any diet tips to get lean? Diet tips to get lean, real quick. Unrelated to the Bible, but your body is your temple, so you should take care of it. Just work out real hard, bro. Work out real hard. Burn more calories than what you're eating. That's going to be number 1. Burn more calories than you're eating, and you're going to lose weight. But you got to know that the amount of calories that, or the amount of calories that you're burning is going to go down the more that you lose weight, because it's going to take a certain amount of energy for you to move your body at the weight that you're in, and just have your body maintain homeostasis when it's certain. So like, let's just say you're 100 pounds, right? Just to make math easy. You're 100 pounds. It's going to cost X amount of energy to move that 100 pounds, no matter what. And as you lose weight, now let's just say you're 80 pounds. It's going to cost X amount of energy to move that 80 pounds, or we'll call it Y, that Y amount of energy to move that pound, and X is going to be greater than Y, because it's going to cost more energy to move more weight, if that makes sense. So a lot of people will kind of, they'll put their diet somewhere, and it'll be working for them, and they'll be losing weight, but they won't adjust to the smaller they become and the more efficient they become at making those moves, so that they kind of stall out. You got to just keep on dropping your calories basically as you get smaller to maintain that calorie deficit, to make sure that the calories are going, or your weight's going down. If that makes sense. But yeah, so that was that. Go ahead and DM me if you have any questions about diet tips or whatever. I'll answer them to the best of my ability for anyone who has diet tips. Miss me at Alta, bro. Just come train with me in Lakewood. You know, Rosemead's kind of like I gotta like jump on a plane to get there, and then seriously, when I'm driving, it takes me like an hour to get there at least, and then like at least an hour to get back home. It's just it's a trek for sure. But yeah, so those were our chapters today. Tomorrow we're doing 13, 14, and 15. All right. God bless, guys. Praying for you. Just that God's in your life, guiding you, making sure that you make the right steps, opening the doors that are for you and closing the ones that aren't. Just let go, let them be, and let them take control. God bless. Love you guys.